It's time to transform your life in 15 minutes. Here's your host, Pia McAdams.
Good morning, and welcome to Transform Your Life in 15 Minutes. My name is Pia McAdams. I'd like to welcome you to this morning's broadcast. Today, we're going to be talking about trapped emotions. Have you ever been like to get a massage and then all of a sudden you just start like crying? And even you weren't sad or anything, you just start crying. Well, that is because there's emotions that were being released in your body. And by the way, that's one of the ways that you can actually release it. But that's one that's sort of like an added benefit. But today we're going to talk about what trapped emotions are and kind of tell you why they happen and then kind of give you some techniques on how to release them. And the premise in all of this is for you to understand that your body is a complex machine, that literally everything that you need to know is within. So remember, I'm advocating going within to find out all the information that you need to know about yourself. And this is one of the things that you may not know, or you may, when you have emotions, right? Like we have the feelings of love. By the way, emotions are the feelings that we have. So you have the love, you have the anger, you have overwhelm, desire, all types of emotions that you go through. And I like one of the things I read about emotions. They say that they're like the tapestry that gives it. It's the tapestry of our body that gives it color. Like, because think about going through life without having any emotions. I mean, there really wouldn't be much to life without having emotions. Okay, but specifically, I'm going to be talking about the trapped emotions and the trapped negative emotions, because those are the emotions that can really cause havoc on your body and also in your life. So yesterday I talked about having a wake up call. Like, wake up! Don't wait for things to be detrimental or very stressful for you to handle it. Start handling things now. And so today we're going to be talking about trapped emotions. So basically, a trapped emotion is emotion that is trapped within your body. So think about any time that you have experienced something and there's a feeling regarding that experience. Now, the natural course of action would be for you to just release the emotion. Like, let's say you're feeling sad and then you start crying, or you're feeling love and you express the love, or you're feeling angry and you do something to express that anger. Well, that's the natural course of action. But guess what? There's a lot of emotions that we suppress within us. And when that happens, I mean, it can cause all kinds of things like mood swings. It can cause anxiety, mood issues, depression, and even disease. Like any type of disease that you can think of could be caused because of a trapped emotions. And we all have them. Right, and so that's why it's important for you to start listening to your body, because your body is telling you what's going on. Like, for example, did you know that within your body, those trapped emotions are actually associated with internal organs? So, like, for instance, I mentioned about anger. Anger is a negative emotion that can be trapped. Well, anger is attached to your liver. So if you're having liver problems, it could be that it's because of a trapped emotion. And things like sadness and grief, those are lungs. Okay, so there you're having issues. So think about it. Any type of problems that you're having in your life, if you're depressed, if you're sad or whatever, it's probably because of a trapped emotion. Now, of course, I'm not saying not go to your doctor. I would never tell you not to do that. And I'm not a doctor, okay? But I'm just letting you know that the same powerful force that invented you, that created you, invented, because I have to use an analogy, but that created you, don't you think that same powerful source will give you everything that you need? And by the way, I mean, there's also phenomena that doctors can't explain. Like, there's miracles. So I know there's some of you that like the scientific evidence of all this kind of things, which is fine, but understand that science can explain every single thing. And if you're having trapped emotions, I'm just here to let you know that there are things that you can do to release those emotions and then to have a better life. So let's talk about like why emotions get trapped. Well, you can imagine why. One would be because we pretend they're not there, like we literally ignore or block it out. All right. And then another would be we're just distracted. Like, for instance, let's say that something's going on in your life, and then all of a sudden, instead of dealing with it, you distract yourself by social media, by eating, by watching TV, or whatever the things that you do. And then, so you just kind of numb it out. And then, so imagine that in life, again, I keep saying we're inundated with total distractions outside that we don't go within, even though our body is constantly talking to us and letting us know what's happening, but we're just too distracted to listen. So I'm inviting you to start listening to your body, to start going internal, to find out what's going on and releasing those trapped emotions, okay? Because again, if you're going through different, like let's say that you're sad or you're depressed, I guarantee you there's multiple probably trapped emotions associated with it. And because of the lack of time, again, I just wanted you to be aware of this, but there's something that's called the heart wall. And basically, this is a phenomena where there's so many trapped walls. Like think about when you're going through something and you want to guard yourself or guard your heart from not feeling those negative emotions, and so you build up a wall around your heart. And by the way, the wall can be made up of any type of material, like seriously, and it can go deep. The amazing thing is your body tells you everything that you need to know. And tomorrow I'm going to be sharing with you on how you can actually extract this information from your body. But let me just go ahead and finish today because my timer is running out. And by the way, since I'm here, let me just recommend this book right here. If you've never heard of this book, it's by Dr. Bradley Nelson. It's called The Emotion Code. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get this book and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Like this book goes in-depth details. It tells you how trapped emotions has released hip pain, knee problems, anxiety, depression, all documented. Okay, this book is called The Emotion Code. And if you want to know more detail, this is a place to start right here. All right, so I mentioned I was going to go over just a couple techniques, and again, because of lack of time, I'll just mention a couple, maybe 2 or 3 of them. So I talked about massage, but again, typically when you go to get a massage, it's not for you to release a trapped emotion, but that can occur because, matter of fact, you can release it while massaging your body because there are emotions trapped in us. Another way that you can do is called EFT, is emotional freedom technique, and it's called otherwise known as tapping. So our body is made up of 12 meridians, and so basically if you're tapping, it's sort of like the same effect as acupuncture has as well. So there's different things that you can tap on, and I won't be able to go through all the places that you can tap, but basically by tapping on the different meridians in your body, you can actually release emotions. And so this is really helpful for you. Like let's say that you're anxious and you're going on a job interview and you don't have time, like you're not going to go in the office like going through all the different areas to tap on. You're not going to be doing that, okay? But you can actually just find like the karate chop and just chop, and then you just release it. Now there's something that you're saying, and it's something like, even though I'm afraid to go into this job interview because I don't think I'm going to get a job, I deeply accept myself fully and completely. You just kind of say that. You don't have to say it out loud. You can actually say it to yourself, but this is something you can just kind of do just discreetly. But tapping is a very, very effective way to release emotions. And by the way, all the techniques that I'm mentioning, go out and do research on them. Another way is by a magnet. Okay, you can release emotions by magnet. And by the way, for the magnet, this book right here tells you in detail how to use a magnet. Now, this is the magnet one of the magnets that I use, but there's any magnet you can actually use, but he recommends a magnet as well. All right, so, and then one of the ones that I use all the time, okay, all the time, in addition to the other ones that I release. And by the way, you can release it on yourself, or you could have a professional release it. Like I release emotions, I release them on myself, and I also release it on other people. And a lot of times I also go and get emotions released. I had matter of fact, maybe it was a week ago now. I actually had someone release my heart wall. Okay, very, very effective. And I mean, you will see the results immediately. And any of this information I'm sharing with you, like for instance, a person that released my heart wall, I can put her link in the information. If you want me to release, I can give you information on how to release it. Just, contact me. I just want you to be aware of this information now. So if you're going through any type of negativity, emotions, or you just feel like there's just something trapped within you, then research further, and tomorrow I'll even share with you how to ask your body. But by the way, as I'm wrapping up, the one effective method that I use, regardless of all the other methods, is prayer. Okay, I just mentally pray and ask God to release whatever is releasing me. So I'll do that in addition to the other methods that I use. All right, so hopefully this information is useful to you, and I know it is, because again, if you're having any type of things going on in yesterday, that your outside problems are just a manifestation of the inner turmoil that's going on in your life. And so anything that's happening on the outside of you, it really starts on the inside of you. And so you can start there, then effectively handle those problems at the root. Okay, not just picking off the stem or the top of the flower where you can actually know what you're seeing. In other words, you're most of the times, making sure. See, I almost forgot my phone. Give me a second here. Most of the time, we tend to focus on the effect and not get to the root of the cause. And so, things I'm sharing with you now, we're getting down to the root of it, and it's all within. All right, so now this brings us to the second portion of the broadcast where we're going to be doing some yoga. And this is the part that I'm trying to stay within camera and bend down at the same time. But this is a part of the broadcast that I'm asking you to participate with me. Remember, it's 5-minute exercises, one each for the mind, the body, and the soul. So for the mind, I have to give you some information that at this point brings you awareness of what's going on. And because remember, awareness is the first step, because a lot of times things are happening and we're not even aware of it because we're being distracted. Like if you can just get rid of some of those distractions and just go internal, do your meditation. Okay, do the meditation and it will definitely help you. All right, so let's go ahead and start on the mat. Let's go into child's pose this morning. All right, so get into that position and meet me on the mat. Remember, always start off with the breath and just get into the pose. Just kind of get yourself together, and then once you're ready, just go ahead and release yourself by your exhale and get into the child's pose position. We're going to do an extended arm, so your arms are extended overhead about shoulder distance apart. Pressing your armpits down, and the crown of your head is on the mat. But if you're not comfortable with the crown of your head on the mat, then just go ahead and place your forehead down on the mat. And again, because it's first thing in the morning, just kind of do what feels comfortable to you. You can kind of move side to side, just kind of adjust your body. Rest with your chest and that's resting on the other part of your thighs. Pressing your fingertips into the mat, giving a nice gentle stretch from the fingertips all the way down to the shoulders, from the crown of your head, all the way to the tailbone. On the next exhalation, just go ahead and bring your body to tabletop. And again, making sure that your palms are directly underneath your shoulders, knees are directly underneath your hips. And then go ahead and draw your breath in. And as you inhale, head and chest comes forward. Slip the tailbone out toward the back of the room. And as you exhale, once you drop your chin down to your chest and round to the spine. Again, as you inhale, head and chest comes forward. Arch your back. Extend the tailbone out toward the back of the room, chest is lifted, and then as you exhale, round to the spine. And just kind of using your breath, just go through this cat-cow motion just a few more times. Getting your body nice and warmed up, just feeling the flow of your breath as it makes its way through your body. One more time, nice deep breath, inhaling. This time as you exhale, I want you to lay your toes in and take it back to child's pose. So press your feet in so the balls of your feet are nice and stretched out here. And then I want you to slowly take your fingertips and walk it back as you lift up your chest. Take the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, interlace those fingers and press the palms up toward the sky. As you continue to exhale, go ahead and take it over toward the right. And as you inhale, return back to the center. And as you exhale, take it over toward the left. And return back to the center. And then release your palms down. And then I want you to take it back as you exhale to downward facing dog. Now in this position, just kind of pedal your legs. Just do what feels comfortable to you. You can sway your hips side to side. Take a nice deep ujjayi breath, inhaling deep into your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Just really take your time and stretching. Feel the nice extension from your heels all the way to the tailbone, stretching out those hamstrings. Trying to get your heels down, but don't feel stressed or concerned if you're not able to release your heels to the mat. Press your chest toward your thighs and your knees. Fingers and toes are spread out nice and warm. Now I want you to ripple your body and take it to the plank. Now I'm going to hold the plank here for just a couple seconds. If you need to modify it, then go ahead and release your knees and uncurl your toes and do a modified version of the plank. Now in this plank position, I'm going to take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, I'm going to slowly lower down. You can release your knees, near your chest and your chin. Lower it down on the exhale. And as you inhale, take it up. Now I'm going to the full upward dog, but again, if you don't have that flexibility, particularly because it's first thing in the morning, you just take it here to cobra. You can do the same thing. So inhale, take it down. Exhale, take it up. Just lengthening and strengthening out and stretching that lower back. Look over that right shoulder. Relax it down and away from your chin. And release. And then look over toward the opposite shoulder. And release. Let's take it to the center one more time. And release it down. And then curl those toes under and then push your body back to downward facing dog on the exhale. Now go ahead and walk your fingertips back to your toes. And let's stay here into ragdoll. Now in this position here, your body weight is evenly distributed between the balls of your feet and your heels. The crown of your head is going to bring your body weight naturally forward. As you inhale, just kind of hold the position that you're in. And as you exhale, go ahead and just release into the stretch. There's a soft bend on those knees. Lift the kneecap to engage the quadricep. Give a little deeper stretch on the hamstring. And then I want you to clasp your hands, or your elbows with your hands. And then just kind of rock your body side to side as you continue breathing. And I want you to breathe into the tight areas that you may be feeling in your body. You can walk back and forward. Okay, just hanging here just like a rag doll. Again, let the crown of your head. Don't resist, release. And release as you exhale. This should feel good on your spine, should feel good on your legs, should feel good on your shoulders. All right, go ahead and release your fingertips down to the mat. And go ahead and walk your feet out, toe heel. And keep your feet pointed out to the edge. And then slowly take the tailbone down toward the mat. And let's come to Balasana. Now using your elbows, I want you to push out on those inner thighs and bring your palms together at the heart center. Take a nice couple of deep breaths here. Just open up the hips. And again, I want you to breathe by exhaling into the tight areas of your body. Now go ahead and release your right palm down toward the mat and left arm opens up. Now my gaze is following the thumb, but again, if it's too much strain or stress, feel free to look forward or even to look down. And also, there's an option for you to actually bind. And if you're having trouble with your heels down, spread your feet out a little wider, but if you're on the balls of your feet down, that's okay. Opposite hand. This side is feeling particularly tight for me this morning. I can actually feel it. So I'm going to release and just kind of exhale into it. And then release, return back to the center and just kind of open up. Just going to sit here just for a couple more breaths. I'm feeling really tight in my hip stretches here. We do a lot of sitting, so it's not uncommon to feel tight, particularly this first thing in the morning as I'm going through this. But take your time with yoga and don't force anything. So I'm not forcing, I'm just releasing as I'm exhaling. Just kind of releasing, and mentally I'm directing my breath to that tight area of the body. So when you're going through yoga, even though if you're following someone and you're trying to keep up with the class, remember, do what feels well to you. So if you have to sit in a posture for just a little longer, then sit into that posture for a little longer. All right, go ahead. I'm going to put the palms down. I'm going to bring my knees forward. I'm going to cross my legs and then bring my body to a nice comfortable seated position, facing forward, making sure that I'm on my sits bones and off the fleshy part of my bottom. And sit up nice and tall. As we inhale, draw the breath in, take the arms overhead, and exhale, release them down. Again, take a nice deep breath, inhaling, and exhale down. And one more time, nice deep breath. This time we're going to bring in all of that positive energy. You're going to greet the palms together at the very top, and as you exhale, bring your palms down to the heart center, and we say, Namaste. All right, thank you for practicing yoga with me. This brings us to the third and final portion of the broadcast, where I'm going to lead you to, there we go, lead you through just a guided meditation for you to connect to your divine source. Now again, this is one of the meditations that you can use throughout every single morning. Like, this is one of my favorite ones that I wake up to, connecting to divine source. All right, so to get started, just get into a nice comfortable position, a nice comfortable seated position. Obviously, if you're driving, then wait until later to listen to this. Okay? And I always like to start with 3 deep breaths, just kind of center myself inside. So take a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose, and exhaling through your mouth. Again, nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose, and exhaling through your mouth. Now one more time, take a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose, and this time as you exhale, just go ahead and close your eyes. And let your breathing, your breath, return to its normal rhythm. I want you to imagine, if you will, that there's divine source, light of light, that is about 3 feet above the crown of your head, that's asking for permission to enter in your space. So I want you to mentally give it permission by just saying the word yes. And then imagine this ball of light just entering in the crown of your head, and it's just working its way slowly through your body, just easing any of the stress and strains or worries or anything that's concerning you. It's just releasing. Imagine making its way down to your chin, down your neck, just rolling down both sides of your shoulders, just releasing any stress or tension from the shoulders as you feel them drop down. And then imagine this light going all the way down your arms, past your elbows, and then out through your fingers. Now imagine this light just cleansing the top portion of your torso, your chest, and your upper back. Again, releasing any tension, stress, negativity, anything that's no longer serving you, just feel it washing away. Goes down to the mid-back and your stomach, the low back, all the way down to your waist. Just breathe in to the lightness. Now imagine it's like making its way down from your waist, down your legs, to your knees, to your ankle, and all the way out to your toes. Now the light is going from the bottom of your feet all the way down through the floor, through the earth, all the way down to the middle of the earth where it's going to connect. And then just like a trampoline, it's going to bounce back up through the floor, through your feet, through your ankles, your knees, your waist, so that you're connected now from not just above, but also from below. Feel the lightness in your body, feel the connection. Now imagine this light extending out through your heart center and making a bubble about 3 feet around you. So that the connection is not just inside, but it's also outside. Now the light is filling up the room that you're in and the building that you're in. Making its way through the city and the state. Now the light is expanding across the country and the continent and the full world, so that you are fully connected to Divine Source. Now to bring your consciousness back, let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Again, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. One more deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And this time as you exhale, go ahead and open up your eyes as you release, relax, and return refreshed and calm. You've done something good for yourself today. I want to thank you for taking the time to meditate with me. Again, as you hear me broadcasting on my broadcast, I'm talking about going within, internal. It's all about just taking the time to quiet your mind. Okay? Quiet your mind and go inside. Use the meditation. Use this meditation, the one I just went through, to help you feel connected to your divine source, to release any strain or stress and worries that you may have throughout the day. And anytime if you're feeling disconnected, you don't have to go through the whole thing. You can just imagine a light just going through really quickly and just releasing anything that's no longer serving you. But take the time throughout the day just to take a few breaths and go internal and start listening to the things that your body is telling you. All right, thank you for watching this broadcast. Please share this information. If you want to reach out with me, please message me. I can answer any questions that you may have as a result of anything from mind, body, soul that we've been talking about. All right, have a good day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.